So you're thinking about buying, or you just bought a cinema camera. Let me hook you up first. Here are some things I would ask myself, one, before or right when I was about to buy said cinema camera. 1, do you have the client base to support this? This is a financial investment, meaning that this Sony FX6 or Komodo or whatever cinema camera I will have in front of me is $5, $6, $7, maybe even $8,000. That is a huge investment. You need to make sure as a cinematographer or as a creator, you have the clientele that is making you some type of profit and you're not just spending all of your money on gear. 2, do you have the appropriate kit to get the most cinematic and best image out of this camera? Meaning that, do you have the best sound equipment? Do you have good lighting equipment? Do you have good lenses, stabilization, editing skills, etc. to be able to justify getting this camera and doing the best you can with it? And not just this, it can be a Komodo or whatever. Like, I'm gonna keep saying FX6, but really this applies to all cinema cameras. Also, to add on to what I just mentioned, you wanna be able to make sure that you have the best memory cards associated, best, biggest, and most stable. You don't wanna get V30, V60, you really wanna get V90 or CF Express type B cards, especially if you're with the Sony ecosystem here. You don't want memory cards failing, and you don't wanna be held back because you have a V30 card to the frame rates of either 24 or 30. You wanna be able to record 4K 120, which is why you invested in this camera in the first place. Brands like Angelbird and ProGrade, are the much more affordable options rather than getting the Sony CF Express or the Sony memory cards. Tough, I think they're called. Sony Tough cards, yes. Definitely do your research when it comes to memory, and maybe even work out a brand deal where you market yourself to get free memory. Who knows? Lexar also is another brand that does have some good memory cards there. 3, how exactly am I gonna use this camera? Is it gonna be documentaries, short films, music videos, or weddings? There's a lot of things that you can buy based upon your uses for that. Or you can use it for everything, and that is definitely on the table there. What you're gonna use your camera for leads you to the question whether you're gonna have it mounted on a tripod most of the time, or whether you're gonna be shoulder mount or have some type of stabilization, whether you use an easy rig or a gimbal. Sony cameras, or this Sony cinema camera, does not have a good audio option when equipped to a gimbal. So you want to have something that's either a shoulder rig or an easy rig that lets you move while you're shooting if you want to induce movement into your shots. I actually was given this by Zacuto, and I would have bought this regardless because of its usability and efficiency when I'm on the shoot. This right here is a shoulder mount by Zacuto, and it comes with a really easy to come off VCT plate. This goes right on the tripod, then you really clip this right onto the bottom of the whole rig there. It's really awesome, efficient style. You can go from either shoulder mount really quickly right back down to the tripod in a pinch of a second. Really just hook the latch down, open it up, and you're good to go. Documentaries and weddings, especially if you're running and gunning, going really fast, having a automatic lens rather than a manual lens is really good, unless you have a really good autofocus system that you can buy off DJI or DJI. I always say DJI. Anyone else say DJI instead of DJI? I literally said the same thing twice. Whatever. Do your research when it comes to those focus systems. Those can cost you anywhere from $300 to $1,000. Some come with LiDAR. Some are just coming out this year. Now, as the years go on, those systems are going to get better and better. Tokina, DZO, Mikey, Cook. These are all good brands when it comes to cinema lenses. Now, there's way more than what I just mentioned. Siri, I don't know how to pronounce that, as well as this really cool vintage Helios 44-2. All good manual style cinema lenses that I really recommend for people who are doing short films, documentaries. When it comes to, you have a whole crew around you that you can really take time and dictate the shots and craft the image to where you want it to be, and even movies. So those are some lenses that you really want to look into. Yes, those all cost a decent amount of money, but if you're buying this camera, again, like I said before, it is an investment. These are all things that you want to have in place either when you buy the camera or shortly after. You don't want to have a camera and be putting, automatic zoom lenses that are third party on it, because it doesn't do the camera and the image that you get off of it justice, nor does it do your clients justice. As you are upgrading your kit, audio is super important. Now, the Sony camera does not have a good option without this top handle equipped. However, when you have it equipped, pretty good XLR options, and it has about 6 channels of high quality audio besides that. I personally run my audio separately, and that's why I love to have a team. You know, having a team behind you and having multiple people on set to get the image and the overall production done kills it. You get someone holding the boom, someone monitoring the audio. You can focus on the image. You can focus on what's going on between there. You can bring the viewer more and more into your experience, but that comes in time. If you're running and gunning, put a shotgun on there, not a shotgun, put an XLR right through this top hole right here. You might need a little bit of gaff tape because it does not fit, and this top handle is a little flimsy. I'm not the strongest guy, I'm fairly athletic, but I know for a fact that one day down the road, shout out to your boy Kofi, I will break this top handle. Knock on wood. My last, but certainly not least, most important thing when it comes to upgrading your cinema camera, upgrading to a cinema camera, or you just bought one, is in fact battery life. Now, here's a pretty cool add-on by Tilta. This is a Tilta V-mount plate. Really cool. Boom. Goes right to the back of your camera, and you get a battery. Hopefully a V-mount battery, right? It's a V-mount. And this is a good brand. This is by Moment. This is the 99 watt. Primarily, it's important because you can bring it on airplanes. Anything bigger than that, you have to check it or not bring it at all. I don't really know the rules. If you know the rules, comment below. But battery life, super important, especially if you're running multiple accessories off of your cinema camera. You got monitors, you got audio that might need to be powered. You have a wireless transmission system, an auto-focusing system, just a lot of things that would drain your regular battery in probably like an hour. Newburgh, New York, we shot a short film over 2 days. This lasted me 6 hours, and I just switched out to another one, and we finished the day around 13 hours. And these things charge fast, and they hold a battery charge for a long period of time. Now, those are some things that I would ask myself prior to buying or right after buying a cinema camera. I will be doing a much further in-depth review of this shoulder rig in a few weeks, as well as some of these cinema lenses that I got to test out. Thank you, Tokina, and thank you, Helios. I really want to get into the cinema space. So if you like that, if you want to see more of that, comment below, like and subscribe, do what you need to do. It's your boy, Kip Jackson. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. We all do. We all do. Peace.